What's good, Panther Nation? It's your boy, Myron McRae, a.k.a. Carolina McRae, across the skies of the internet, here with another episode of Panther Pride TV, your one-stop shop for all your Panther notifications and your Panther obligations. And happy Wednesday to all of y'all. Hope y'all are having a great Wednesday. Hope everything's going smooth for you. And you know what? Honestly, just hope you're having a good week, man. I hope everything's good. It is officially spooky season. October is here among us. So that means 31 days of Halloween content on my personal channel or something like that. Probably something like that. I'm going to do something. Also, I'm going to be watching, like, all types of horror movies from Paranorman to probably Weapons Again to Charlie Brown Peanuts. You know the deal. Disney Channel movies, Nickelodeon specials, all that good jazz. I love Halloween season. But, guys, let's go ahead and get into today's docket. Just a few things on it. And the first thing is, oh, my God, I'm so happy about this. The Panthers released DJ Johnson and Wave Dalvin Campbell. Oh, my sweet Jesus, Joseph, and Mary. I'm so glad they got rid of DJ Johnson. I'm so glad. Now, the fact that they didn't get rid of Nick Scott, bruh, why? You had the opportunity. You could have done it. But I digress. I'll take the wins as I can get them. Because DJ Johnson, I said about it in my Sunday video. I said about it on Monday, especially my Sunday video. Like, he was horrible at setting an edge on Sunday. He was the reason Drake May got leaked out and got to rushing a touchdown. He was the reason multiple times, oh, okay, he's in the game, just bro. He's going to overcommit rather than set the edge and contain, and we're just going to bounce it outside and have a big run, or we're going to get a touchdown out of it. So DJ Johnson being gone, I'm real thankful for it. But this shows a bigger question, and I think it kind of plays into a lot of things I've told y'all about, specifically with Bryce Young. So, with DJ Johnson's waiver, or being released, there are only two people who remain from the 2033 draft class. Nani? Bryce Young and Chandler Zavala. Now look at that. Jonathan Mingo, gone. DJ Johnson, gone. Jamie Robinson, gone. Chandler Zavala's injured right now, and Bryce Young is still here. So that leads me to beg the bigger question, which I've always said for a few years now. How can Bryce do what he does when, one, his core was just awful? Like, that's on management because we drafted awful. And you're expecting him to win with players that are easily being released. Remember I did the breakdown on our receiving core from Bryce's rookie year and how all of them were gone except for Thielen, and now even Thielen's gone? And remember the turnover and everything, what we let go to get Bryce Young, including star receiver DJ Moore, which I personally thought, and I have a video, I'll link it below here in the comment section afterwards. I have a video where I thought that was the stupidest thing to do for Bryce Young, because DJ Moore would have been the one consistent that he had, that he could go to and rely on, because DJ Moore was good like that. So bringing a franchise quarterback in, but getting rid of all the pieces that he would have needed to succeed, and then failing on essentially every piece, bringing him in, is setting him up for failure. That's setting him up to look abysmal. That's setting him up to look atrocious. And then with the coaching carousel that was as well, it has just been one thing after another. It's just been a crapshoot. So the fact that Bryce Young has not looked like a number one overall draft pick, the fact that Bryce Young has not looked like a second-round draft pick, like, on his best day, yes, he looks like that number one. But on his worst days or his average days, because of the plethora of issues that the franchise ownership has made, Bryce Young takes the brunt of it because he's the quarterback, he's the face of the franchise, blase, blase, blase. It's a double-edged sword. I get it, and I understand why. But I don't think it's fair. Now, do I give Bryce Young his fair criticisms? Absolutely. I do. I really, as much as y'all don't think I do, I really do. But I don't give unfair criticism when there is nothing that he could have done, or he doesn't play said position, or he doesn't do said thing. When a lineman doesn't pick up a block they were supposed to pick up, and now Bryce is getting sacked under 2 seconds, that's not on Bryce's fault. When a defensive linebacker is supposed to set the edge but allows him to bounce outside and run for a huge run, that's not on Bryce's fault. When you hit a receiver in their hands, and I mean in their hands, in their stride, and they drop the pass, that's not on Bryce's fault. So yes, I do give Bryce criticism when he was, because has he overthrown people? Yes. Has he thrown low passes? Yes. Has he thrown passes into the defenders? Yes. Every quarterback's done that. Every quarterback's done that. But looking at this objectively and seeing how this looks, just from this class alone, just from the receiving core from that year alone, and everything that's played out, Bryce has been set up to fail from the jump. And it just goes to show that management back in 2023 was atrocious. And it was horrible, bro. It was just tragic. But like I said, that also comes with being a franchise quarterback, and you got to take the brunt of it sometimes, unfortunately. But I don't try to give unfair criticism when it is not justified. Like, I'm not going to blame J.C. Horn if the offense isn't producing. I'm not going to blame Chuba Hubbard if Christian Roseboom misses a tackle. You get what I'm saying? That's the one thing I don't like about the quarterback position, is the double-edged sword that we give it. And I get why, again, because they're the face of the franchise, but I don't like it because we don't blame the DB who should have stopped we don't blame a DB who should have easily stopped a pass that leads to a touchdown for the whole loss. We don't blame them if a DB allows a touchdown pass, an easy touchdown pass, and the offense doesn't score. We don't blame that DB as being like, hey, because they didn't stop this pass, that shut down momentum on the offensive end. We don't blame J.C. Horn only. We don't blame Derrick Brown. We don't blame Roseboom. We don't say, hey, Roseboom and Derrick Brown and J.C. Horn got to turn the momentum around so the offense could do what they do. But when the quarterback doesn't do it, it's the quarterback's fault because he's not giving the defense enough energy and enough consistency to do what they do. So that, to me, is slightly unfair, but I'm open to hearing y'all's thoughts on it, and I may not have explained it well enough, and I could probably make another video explaining it better in detail. But we got to move on, and the things we got to move on to is next, how to fix some stuff. And one thing is, apparently Joe Pearson from The Athletic, New York Times on The Athletic, who covers the Carolina Panthers, has 5 changes needed to fix the Panthers right now. Nani? Right? I said the same thing. I was like, 5 changes? All right, Joe, talk to me. What you got? And here is 5 changes. Number 1, get more aggressive with the play calling. And he's saying this applies to both Canales and Avero. Especially Avero, because he's like, the Panthers are blitzing at 23.4%, which ranks 20th. And appropriately, it's one spot ahead of the Philadelphia Eagles defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio, who is one of Avero's mentors. The problem is the Panthers are generating next to no pressure out of their base. Carolina has a league-worst 2 sacks, and one of them was by Turk Wharton on Drake May's scramble Sunday for no gain. The Panthers' 1.7% sack rate is also an NFL low. It didn't help that the Panthers played without starting edge rushers Pat Jones and DJ Warnham. So, hey, we've been saying it, bro. Defense ain't doing their job. Like, I know y'all want to say offense is bad, but defense ain't doing their job. Number 2, give Chuba the rock. And this is more so in the sense of, like, we get that you have split backs and Dowdle and Chuba. However, Chuba is a power back who gets better as the game goes on, and that's the point Pearson was making. So it's like, yeah, it's got to be one of those situations where Chuba is your known back, and Rico comes in and hits him with a 1-2. Like, It's like boom, boom, jab, 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 jab with Chuba, big run with Rico. Jab, 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 Chuba, big run with Rico. You can't sit there, Chuba, Rico, because neither one of them getting rhythm like that. 3, start Brady Christensen and leave him there in the lineup. This one, it's kind of interesting, I will say that. But considering the versatility of Brady Christensen and considering how everything is playing out with him, like he's a very versatile lineman, right? And we all know that. So, because of his versatility, he can play anywhere. And due to the fact that we're getting injured a lot, it makes sense to play him in any spot. Number 4, get some more speed on the field. And we know we're getting that this week. Essentially, get Jimmy Horn on the field. Get Jimmy Horn on the field. That's it. That's what it. And then number 5, commit draft picks to the defense. I cannot agree more. At least your top next, your first round pick next year has to be a defensive guy. Has to. Or O lineman. It's one of those. I would prefer defense. But right now, if you had to ask me, defense, O-line, those are your top 2 picks. Those are the only conversations I want next year. A defensive player or an O-lineman. Preferably a D lineman or a linebacker. Preferably. A lot of these points I don't disagree with Joe on. I think he hit it home, and honestly, I think it's definitely worth the read if y'all want to. And hey, just check it out. And thirdly, time to break down our opponents for this week in the Miami Dolphins, bro. And just 3 key notes going into this game with Miami. Number 1, their passing game is going to be hurt without Tyreek Hill. I don't know if any of y'all saw that gruesome injury. Apparently, it was only a dislocated knee, which, wow, if it was. Because I for sure thought that was dislocated along with like a torn ACL, MCL, and a PCL, and just really, really bad. But if it was only a dislocated knee, that is kind of crazy. And 2, Devon Achane will become their focus in their run game and their offense in general because he has been their workhorse and their consistent threat. So we have to stop him. Have to stop him. And number 3, their defense actually sucks at stopping the run and can't force turnovers. Sound familiar? So Carolina, you have a chance. And what's crazy is Miami has fewer turnovers than us in terms of takeaways. And they technically have they have a worse defense statistically than us. Crazy. But they do get some sacks. I cannot deny that. They have been able to get some sacks in more than us over the course of the season, so we definitely got to protect on that end. They can force pressure if necessary. They forced 3 turnovers just this past game alone. But kind of crazy when you look about all that. And next, let's go to the Panther freeze frame of the day because they didn't put up any photos from practice or anything like that. I just got this photo from the last game. This is probably the last one from the New England game. I honestly just think this photo is aesthetically pleasing for Bryce, even though the day sucked. Even though it was a sucky day, this is an aesthetically pleasing photo to me. So I thought it was cool. And now it is time for Panther Nation to speak your truth, baby. So let's get into these comments. And the first comment comes from Billy Pear. Billy Pear 4448. My man says, I see possibilities. These are tempered by the reality of game results. The Atlanta game showed we have the ability. The problem must be in conditioning, training, and preparation. I say this because once we get behind, most of the team seems to forget what they're supposed to be doing. I can't isolate one person. Win as a team, lose as a team. Billy, hey, 100% agree, respect that. I understand that. I was talking to my homeboy about it last night, and I feel the main issue is consistency from head coach on down because I feel like Canales and Vero and the coaching staff, They aren't consistent in how their play calling from one week to the next. They aren't consistent in their personnel choosing from one week to the next. They aren't consistent in their play calling and personnel on the field in one week to the next. Offensively, play calling is way different for Bryce Young and Andy Dalton. Defensively, play calling is way different from down to down with a Vero. For some reason, you want to send a blitz on. It's like on an obvious passing down, you want to sit there. I've said it before. You want to sit in cover 2, leaving the middle wide open, but not sending a blitz and things like that. So, yeah, I can see this. Win as a team, lose as a team. I've always felt like that because that's what they always say at the end of the day. Number 2 comes from King Art Trip 6840. My man says, this was clearly a momentum swing game that just worked in the Patriots' favor with the injury to Demo, then the missed extra point to the kick return for a touchdown, and then another return that almost scored. They created a momentum swing, and them having crowd noise with home field advantage, shaking my head. Yeah, I felt the momentum shift. Like, Demo sucked. That definitely hurt. But then when Fitzgerald missed the extra point, I was like, okay. Then the kick return. Oh, whoa. And then another almost kick return. I was like, dog, this unless we can score quick, this is about to be a long day. So, yeah, it was a momentum game. I could see that. And then thirdly, comes from the Grunting Bear. My man says, I would rather us all be hopefully optimistic than helplessly pessimistic. It's clear that over the past few years, there are issues across the team. It's not just a Bryce issue. He is a baller, and we have seen it, but we have not seen the offense click yet this season. If folks already want to call this season a wash, can't we at least be excited for a young team we can build around Bryce? I'm putting Jimmy Horn in my flex position this week. I'll keep my faith in the Carolina Reaper. The issue with keeping faith in Bryce, and I'm with you on everything, the issue is the majority of fans aren't going to think that way because Bryce is in year 3, even though statistically he's just now played like 2 full seasons and was benched for half last year. A lot of people are sitting there thinking, haven't we built around you, Bryce? But we've just seen everybody they've picked to build around him was trash outside of Thielen. Outside of bringing Thielen in, everybody they picked to build around Bryce since 2023 has not been great. McMillan's been great. Legette's had spurts. Coker is there, but he's injured right now. We haven't seen Jimmy Horn yet. Chuba, he was here before Bryce. So, offensively, we're doing that. And then defensively, again, we got rid of DJ Johnson. We got rid of Jamie Robinson. We've gotten rid of a lot of people that we've been picking up and putting down. So, at the end of the day, man, a lot of fans don't want to say, let's build around Bryce because we're already in year 3 with him, technically. However, I see where you're coming from and I understand it. But, guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell at the bottom so you can always be notified when these videos are dropping. Next, comment below and let me know. What are your thoughts on us getting rid of DJ Johnson, not getting rid of Nick Scott? 2, what are the changes you think we need to make to beat the Dolphins and just going forward? And 3, what are your concerns as we get ready to play the Dolphins? What do you think their strengths or things that we need to look at are going into this game? Let me know in the comment section below and everything else, because at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just a skinny brother with 2 tats. Peace. Much love to all you Panthers Nation. Take care. Later days. And as always, keep pounding. I'll see you next time.